Following portion of Daytime Tri-Cities is sponsored by Local Orthodontics. Welcome back into the Daytime Kitchen for our Junior Chef Holiday Edition, a very special edition today because we have Dr. Marshall Jewett with us today. How you doing?
Hey Chris, good to be here.
Thanks for coming in.
Yep.
We love it when you come in here, and thank you so much for sponsoring our Junior Chef program.
We love to sponsor this event so that we can teach our viewers how to cook, right,
Absolutely.
Anton?
And we have Anton Barrera with the culinary department over at Dobbins Bennett. He's a junior, and Anton, you are going to be making a roasted chicken with roasted vegetables dish for us today. Kind of guide us what we're going to do first.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get your chicken. I like skin on, bone in chicken thighs.
Absolutely.
The skin, when you roast it, it crisps up really nicely. All the seasonings on there is great. I'm going to get my seasoning mix, which this original recipe comes from my mom. I love my mom.
Shout out to Mom.
All right, in here I have a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and thyme, and each half teaspoon of chili powder and paprika. If you don't like spice, don't worry, it isn't spicy. It just adds a little smoky flavor to it.
Right, lots of flavor, no heat. Like that, so no spicy heat. Dr. Jewett, is this like when you talk about roasted chicken, you like roasted chicken?
I think it all comes down to the seasoning, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is the master chef here.
Okay.
We'll have to give this a try at the end. I'm excited.
This is a great blend that you have going on here, Anton. So show us how we're going to do this, how we're going to season this chicken up.
Now, typically, I would marinate this for 2 hours beforehand.
Okay.
To start, I will get half a lemon and just juice it really fast.
Okay.
You can add that to your seasoning mix in the bag. For the seeds, if you don't want the seeds, you're just going to turn your palm upside down with your hands, and you're just going to squeeze really hard.
A good tip right there.
And that should get maybe 1 or 2 seeds through, and all the juices.
If you get a seed through, it's okay.
Yeah.
Just got to
And
pick
then
it out later.
We're just going to mix it up a little bit with our hands.
Okay.
And we're going to throw that right on the chicken. You want a pound of chicken, that's usually 5 or 6 chicken thighs.
Right.
You're going to throw that on there. Typically, if it was in a bowl or a bag, all the seasoning would get on even. But we don't have a bowl or a bag. So
now, that lemon juice will also help that adhere to the chicken skin especially.
And we'll tenderize it as well. The acidity in the lemon will eat through the protein, help the season get through it.
And that lemon juice just brightens everything up.
Gives it a beautiful color.
All right.
How did you say how long you normally let this marinate for?
2 hours or until you lose patience.
Until you really want some chicken.
If I'm making this and I know I'm making it beforehand, I'm going to usually do it the night before, get all those nice flavors in there.
Yeah.
And it's just really nice. This is usually my gym food. It has a lot of nutrients and protein in it that I like.
Right.
So yeah.
Are you a person that works out a lot?
Yeah, I'm a swimmer at the DB, and I go to the gym on occasion.
Go ahead and wash your hands there. Dr. Jewett, while he's doing that, it's so important to get young people involved in the culinary arts.
It was something I never learned growing up, so I continue to figure it out day by day.
Right.
But it takes someone to teach me how to do it for sure.
And I love the fact that you can always. Every time I do one of these segments, I learn something, and that's important too. Is because I didn't know about mixing that lemon juice with the spices and getting it on there. But that's a great tip right there. Okay, now we've got that marinated and ready to go. Now I want to ask you, when you do put that in the oven, how hot? For how long?
375, and there's actually a special baking process. It's not that special, actually. It's very simple. So when you throw these first in, you're going to bake them for 30 minutes, 375.
Okay.
Once you hit 30 minutes, you're going to throw in our veggies on the same pan as the chicken. Now our veggies, it's very simple. Peeled, cubed, sweet potato.
Like it.
Carrots about the width of your finger.
Okay.
And a whole crown of broccoli.
All right.
You're going to throw that with vegetable oil. And salt and pepper to your liking. I like a lot. I like flavor in my food.
I'll open that up for you.
Yeah, if it's not flavorful, I don't really enjoy it as much.
How much oil are you putting in there? Just enough to coat?
About a teaspoon each.
Okay.
Just enough to coat it, like you said. So if you have more, you can throw in more as you want. And yeah.
And Dr. Jewett, it's important to get those vegetables in the diet.
Well, when you've got a high energy workout like
Yeah.
Anton, I did swimming in high school too, Anton.
Yeah.
What you swim?
I was a backstroker actually. What do you do?
I do butterfly and backstroke.
Yeah.
I just like hanging out at the pool. But you're gonna salt and pepper these to taste.
As much as you want.
Right.
Once again, I like a lot. If you don't really like your veggies too strong, then hold back on the salt.
And especially with the sweet potato, with all the sugar content in there, you got to have some salt in there to kind of balance things out. Yeah. And those carrots, carrots are some of my favorite vegetables. I love carrots. Oh, you lost one. That's
Another
okay. That's just a sign of a good chef, is when you lose some food there.
A nervous one.
Oh, don't be nervous.
All right, as I said, you're going to put your chicken, you're going to bake it for 30 minutes.
Okay.
All right, you're going to put it on half of the pan.
All right.
Save space for the veggies.
Skin side up.
Skin side up, so
Skin
it's,
side
it's
up.
nice and crispy.
Yeah.
Can you please open the
I
oven?
can. I sure can.
First off, you would throw it in there. There's
Hand me
actually
that-
not enough
Hand me
space.
that glove right there, and I'll take care of this.
You
There
would throw
we go.
this in there for 30 minutes,
And I'm going to get your chicken
Yeah.
out right here, okay?
and then after 30 minutes, it should look
Something like
just
this.
like that.
There we go.
And then here it's on half of the pan. We're gonna get our veggies. We're just gonna throw it on the completely empty other half.
Right.
Watch out, that pan is really hot. Good heavens.
And roasted vegetables, I think, are a great way to go because you're maintaining all of the vitamin content and all the color and everything will remain the same pretty much right there.
A tip for the veggies, make sure it's all in one layer. If it's in multiple layers, the steam coming from the vegetables, it's gonna steam your vegetables. I mean, that's good, but if you like crunch, make sure it's all in one layer.
Right. Are these vegetables that you like, Dr. Jewett?
I like any vegetables.
You like any vegetable?
That's the sort of thing you got to grow into, though.
Yeah.
My daughter's 5, and it's hard to get her to eat anything.
Oh, absolutely,
green.
absolutely.
But you grow into it.
Sometimes you got to hide those in other things.
That's right.
Yeah. But this is all going to go in. You've got got that in, and once you get it all in there, how long is it going to go in?
You're gonna bake it for another 40 minutes.
Another 40 minutes until those vegetables kind of get fork tender. All right. Well, Anton, thank you so much for coming by and showing us today. Right here is the finished product, Dr. Jewett. That looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Can't wait till we get to try it.
All right. Anton Barrera, Dr. Marshall Jewett. And we want to thank Local Orthodontics for being the sponsor again for our Junior Chef program here during this holiday edition. The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by Local Orthodontics.